Okay, what do you got? Okay.
Isn't it time to stop reliving your past hurts and move on to a bright and hopeful future?
I have a right to be upset, but I don't have a right to be wounded for the rest of my life. So I choose to be healed.
Get rid of the bitter poison that unforgiveness administers to the soul with Bishop David G. Evans. Forgive again, live again.
It's a liberating experience, and being able to forgive someone and forgiving yourself. It's liberating.
Forgiveness will deliver me in 3 dimensions. From what happened, from who it happened with, from when it happened. Because sometimes you'll get free from the what, but the who will still have you bound.
This highly sought-after 4-part message of healing can be yours on CD or DVD. Act now, and we'll include Bishop's book, Healed Without Scars, with your order absolutely free. All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
Allow God's living waters to wash over you and refresh your soul.
You've been praying for yourself when the answer is in praying for other people. While I'm praying for California, God shows up in my house.
As kingdom people, with the king in us and us being sovereign ground, we're not governed by the laws of this land, but we're governed by the laws of heaven.
He's talking about you. Going to draw water from the wells of salvation. Where's the well? In you.
If we want to release the water, watch this, we don't have to pray for it to come. Where we are now, we pray for it to be released.
Release deliverance and transformation in every area of your life through God's living waters. This revitalizing 3-message series can be yours on CD or DVD when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
You're tuned in to the #1 Christian-based live call-in talk show in America, OnPointe, with your host, Bishop David G. Evans, Senior Pastor of Bethany Baptist Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey, and his co-host, Executive Pastor Nicholas A. Smith. This live call-in talk show discusses church and religion, sports, politics, and other current events that are important to you. And today, you can test your Bible knowledge with Bishop Evans' Bible Mind Game Contest. Join us in today's inspiring conversation now by calling 1-866-74-EVANS. That's 1-866-743-8267. You may even join us via live stream at davidgevans.com. You can post your comments on Facebook or Twitter at davidgevans1 and participate in today's show. Now let's join Bishop David G. Evans and Pastor Nicholas Smith in the studio live.
Oh. Hey.
No music, no nothing. Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to OnPointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live at David G. Evans 1, Facebook, Twitter, all your devices, all your social media outlets. David G. Evans 1 is how you reach us. Please call somebody, write someone, inbox them, text them, let them know the OnPointe is on right now. Simply go to your smart device, tell them, type in David G. Evans 1. You'll see us live, hear us live around the world. Good morning, everyone, to the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Our call-in numbers are 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-74-EVANS. You can give us a toll-free call worldwide. Come on, join our conversation as we talk about those things that are relevant, but always from a biblical, spiritual perspective. Of course, joining me once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith. Hey, man.
Hey, good morning, sir.
You doing all right?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Of course, we have our wonderful staff working with us this morning. You need to do something for me, for us, for Pastor Nick. You need to let all your friends know that we're on the David G. Evans One every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., talking about the things that make a difference in your life, but always from the context of God. Crazy stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
I believe we have some video coming up soon. After we have a little discussion, maybe we can get some people to call in. If you saw the president's speech in the Garden yesterday regarding the wall and the his national emergency declaration, I need you to give me a call and give us a call and make sure that we were not looking at it through jaded, slanted, left or right leaning eyes, because it was disjointed. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go.
There it is.
Perfect. Absolutely
I
perfect.
thought it was disjointed,
Yes.
but perhaps I'm looking at it from the wrong perspective. You can tell us on this program, you get to give us your opinion, whether it's in line with ours or not. You get to talk to us. In reality, you have freedom of speech as long as we have freedom to respond.
Yes, sir.
You heard what I said. You can say what you want to say within the protocol of mature conversation, but we have the right to respond from our point of view also. So we exchange ideas on this program. We exchange points of view. We exchange intellectual perceptions and perspectives. It's not an arguing program.
Right.
It's a program where you can kind of get what's on your heart out, but we are going to tell you what's on our heart. And hopefully, because we're coming from a spiritual perspective, the two can not always touch and agree, but we can agree that God is still good.
Yep.
Trump declares a national emergency over the border wall. Now, I watched this thing, and I did something that pained me. I watched it twice.
Oh, Jesus. How
You know, because I wasn't sure I heard what I heard the first time. Okay, and I thought my powers of concentration and perception were skewed.
Right.
So I said, I need to hear this again. But I actually heard him say, I didn't need to do this now.
Exactly.
Well, if you don't need to do it now, how is it an emergency?
It's not an emergency, which I'm sure somebody's going to present in the courts and say the president on national TV said that it was not an emergency.
He destroyed his own argument.
Exactly.
The tape will be presented to the jury, to the judge. The decision will be made based on what he said.
Yep.
He's going to blame other people for the fact that this thing is not going any further than it is. And they need to sue for this. How do you stand up, the President of the United States, telling us for 2 years, well, here's the first problem. When you had control of everything, you didn't do anything.
Yep.
That's what blows my mind. So now that you don't have control of everything, now you want to pull all these stops, shut down the government, threaten to shut down the government, declare a national emergency. When I think of a national emergency, I think of something like the Twin Towers.
Right. Yeah. Emergency. Yeah.
I'm not thinking about. I'm thinking about, watch this, gun control in the United States is a national emergency.
Absolutely.
But we're okay with homegrown terrorists.
That's not a national emergency. He contradicted himself so much. I actually, it got so disjointed, I actually was laughing during part of it because I could not believe what I was seeing. Remember when the guy from CNN asked him about where do you get your statistics from?
Yes.
And he said, well, I get them from Homeland Security, then I get them from all over. And he says, but President Trump, your own government is telling you that what you're saying isn't true statistically. Oh, you're lying. It's fake news. I get it from all over. Well, where? From Homeland Security and all these other places. And then goes on to say that part of his government isn't telling the truth as it relates to the numbers.
He said
that's what he said. He said they're not telling the full truth about the numbers.
How did I miss that part?
It was like later on during the Q&A.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there like, yo, he really again is throwing his own government.
He actually said, "We're lying to you."
He said his own. He said, "Don't go with the government numbers. Go with what I'm telling you." The people that work for him and give him the statistics. I was like, yo,
this is embarrassing.
He throws people under the bus.
No, this is personally embarrassing for me.
Yeah. He's
my president.
Yeah.
I can't defend that.
You really can't. You can't. Here you go. If we use this example.
Wait a minute. He said he gets his information from Homeland Security
and other sources.
and other sources.
Yes.
Which means Fox News.
Probably, yeah.
You know, wherever.
Yeah.
Those I call those hyper stations where everything's a conspiracy, everything's fake except
Right.
what's in your favor.
Right.
Then he says that his government's lying.
In not so many words, yes. Because the guy Acosta brought up said, you know, the statistics from the government are saying that what you're saying about this extreme border issue is not true. He said immigration is down, illegal immigration is down. All these things that you're saying as emergency is down.
Right.
And then he says, no, that's not real. That's fake news.
But he just said, I get my information from those people.
Yes. That's the thing.
But now that the question was asked, what they're telling him is fake.
It's fake, yes.
But it's where I get my information.
Yeah. I get my information from sources.
Are you sure you're not skewing this?
I am not lying. If you go back and watch it again, and go back and watch it again, I was sitting there like, are you serious?
The speech part,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take the question and answers because I was so stunned when he. How in the world?
Yeah.
Do you say for 2 years border, wall, wall, and then say I really don't have to do this?
It. Yep, absolutely.
I've been saying it for 2 years. He's always your best witness.
Yep.
All you have to do is let him talk.
Yep, yep. And I forgot about this till somebody brought up today. When he first got in office,
Yeah.
they were going to give him $25 billion to do the wall.
Right.
And he rejected the whole plan.
Why?
I don't remember why. I got to research it, but I was having to listen to something this morning. I forgot all about
Because
it.
there probably was something in there for the birth. Not the birthers. What do they call them? The dreamers. What it was?
The Dreamers thing.
Yeah, the dream. There's probably something they didn't like.
Yeah. And then the wall number kept going down.
Well, they kept taking money from him.
And I wonder, somebody brought this up again. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the older I get, the more I'm starting to think.
I understand.
That he's now pushing 2020 is finish the wall because he has his people believing that part of the wall is built when it's not.
It's not built.
But that's his new slogan. It's called Finish the Wall. Because now he's telling people part of it's started. And that might be his campaign thing to get him over in 2020.
Unbelievable. But that Ann woman is calling him an idiot.
Yeah, and she was one of his biggest supporters.
At some point, you have to stop supporting him.
Yeah.
You can't keep making yourself look crazy, saying what he just said and what he's doing is right. And Pence has lost his mind.
Absolutely.
Do these people actually believe that there's no tape?
Right. Yep.
Pence said in no uncertain terms, executive orders, bad leadership, ought to go with the Congress, blah, 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 and passionate.
Yep.
And now, it's like he never said
it. Trump had a tweet about that, too, about Obama. He said presidents that declare national emergencies over immigration should be impeached. That's exactly what he tweeted a couple years ago. But now, all of a sudden, it's...
Do they actually think the constituency is that dim-witted, or do they actually think that the constituency doesn't care?
Well, his base is a mixture of both. I'll be nice and put it like that.
I tweeted either yesterday. I used to think he was willfully ignorant, but I actually think now he can't help himself.
Yeah, he just whatever's right there. He just
and people need to stop saying something's wrong with him. There are several major things missing.
Okay.
When you say something's wrong, you're implying it can be fixed. There's stuff not there, people.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't stand on international television, been talking about wall, and then say, I really don't have to do this.
Yeah.
So there is no emergency.
It's not at all. And he just kept bringing up that wall. I was partially laughing because you ever seen the cowbell episode on SNL? That's all I kept thinking about. I need more cowbell. And it's just the way he was bringing it up, talking about it. I'm like, this is not a serious.
It was not a good support of his own agenda.
Not at all.
And how many people did he have to throw under the bus in his own administration?
Yeah.
To make those statements. How hard is it to work for this guy?
That's probably why he has so much turnover.
Let's go to Bunny in Florida. Hello, Bunny. How are you? Welcome to OnPointe.
How are you, sir?
We're doing great this morning. How's things in sunny Florida?
Well, it's a little chilly, but
Now,
Florida.
But
Bunny, what's chilly
okay.
down there?
Well, not compared to where you all are. Vacation for here, but it does get a little warmer as the day
I'm sure.
goes up.
I'm so sure.
A couple of things. This is something that I had to do for myself as it pertains to this current political situation.
Mm-hmm.
Number one was I have to, regardless of where it comes from, I have to stop watching or listening to things that are going to make me more stupid.
Golly.
It's very, very, very simple. That's number one. Number two is when I was, before I moved back home to take care of my father in Daytona, I was one of the elders at a Tallahassee church.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my jobs, I was over intercession, and they used to call me the elder of compassion. I was so nice, and
Yeah.
I would be the one that you come to anyway. The point I'm making was, I guess it was just part of my nature. No matter who it was, I would spend a lot of time trying to understand certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes there would be crazy things I'd be trying to understand, and my pastor so wisely said to me, Bunny, you spend too much time trying to figure out stupid.
Wow.
So there were two things, So as I listened to the press in particular,
Mm-hmm.
what you all were just saying rings so true when you were saying not only is there something missing, I really think that if a scan, MRI or something, was done on his brain, you may see lesions. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm talking
I understand
about
what you're saying.
Literal problems there. And when you see these types of things where this man is literally having a breakdown on a world stage, and the press keeps asking questions like, well, what does he mean? Well, can we figure out this? And it's like, no, we need to go to the next level. Now, some people are, and I would consider the next level as something I may personally get backlash on this, but some people may consider the next level of something that McCabe said that the FBI was going to think about doing. They were actually considering, what can we do to take this guy, out of office.
Really?
Yeah, you remember that? Pastor,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
hear that?
Yeah.
Came out this week or last
This
week?
week, this week.
Yeah, this week, right. And if you watched it, I don't know if the CBS interview has already happened with McCabe or not, but it had gotten that serious to them.
And I could tell he was telling the truth by the reaction that the president had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he starts overstating something, like he keeps saying no collusion, no collusion.
Yes.
It's the only thing that convinced me that there is some.
Why? If there is nothing, then there's nothing for you to have to respond to.
I think Shakespeare said it. Ye doth protest too much.
Yeah, we That's right. That was my first thing. I have one more, and then I'm going to let you all go to see if there's any room for discussion. I have been concerned. I'm less concerned now, but watchful of how men and women of God who have previously seen things together, been so together, particularly as it comes to the divide of the races, the saved blacks, saved whites, or whatever, how there has almost been a prophetic cut or prophetic divide. And there have been many white ministries that, as well as black, but many white ministries who I used to support and all of that, and all of a sudden they started getting on this Trump bandwagon. But the fact that they got on the Trump bandwagon didn't bother me as much as their rationale. And so now you hear all of these prophecies, and some of them seem like they've actually gone mad about, on one side, you have prophecies, God put Trump in such and such and such and such. And then you have the other side of, this, the tree by its fruit. Now, I'm not confused. I know how I feel.
Yeah.
But reputable, I'm talking about reputable people who have been reputable in the prophetic, who have had a history and a record of not only integrity,
seems like they have completely lost their mind.
Well, I think what has happened, I can speak with a little authority in this area because some of these same preachers, Paula White, Mike Murdoch,
oh God, that hurt me so bad.
and several others have been here to preach, to minister, and came for years.
Yes.
And many of them, their ministries were built, or would never have been built, without the participation and the support and the resources of minority people.
That's right. I was one of them.
Now, here's my dilemma. The decisions that they've made now, the positions that they've taken, are calculated. They've decided that losing the people that supported them is worth it to have a few moments in the spotlight with this president and this administration. But they're naive. They're acting like he's going to be in office for the rest of their lives. So you cannot come back after he's out of office, either 2 years or 6 years, and suddenly, in my context, say you're all right.
That's right.
That you don't agree with him. That no, I didn't agree with his racial policies. No, I didn't agree with separating children at the border. No, I didn't agree with the name calling. No, I didn't. Well, you said nothing while it was going on.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, the most legal president that we've had in my lifetime is now a villain. No scandals, no problems, representing the country in a great way, who was opposed for 8 years by the Republican Party.
And fought vehemently.
That's right. Now, they weren't obstructionists. They were just holding to their beliefs.
Yes.
But now anybody who disagrees now is an obstructionist.
The hypocrisy.
But it's so blatant that it's almost palatable. So I'm wondering, what are these ministers going to do? And a lot of movements, the Word of Faith movement has a problem right now because some of their leaders are Trump people, and they calculated the casualties of minority people, and I believe they calculated it was worth it.
What has if you're free to say, because I do understand your position, have you had a dilemma or a discussion with some of these people about it, or has it just been, okay, you're gonna have to go your way, I'm gonna have to go my way?
They don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
They don't want to talk about it. But I as a church that is our church is integrated. It is majority African American, but we are integrated and are increasingly more integrated as the weeks go by. It's always been that way. Everyone's welcome here.
Right.
And I've said it for years that Republican policies have always benefited me as a businessman.
Yes.
But I cannot be a Republican because those policies generally don't serve the people that I serve.
That's right.
So some people, some of my contemporaries have decided that the money is worth, the money that they think they're going to get is worth the support. Yes. But the people that I serve are not doing that much better, if they're doing better at all. So, we've got the highest national debt in American history now. How's the Republican Party and how's Donald Trump going to justify $22 trillion in debt when the Republican Party was a no debt party?
That's right.
Why is that suddenly okay for the next generation?
Right.
So I think Pence is as bad as Trump.
I think anybody who embraces crazy and say that it's not is
yeah, you're funny.
They're all in the same
absolutely
DNA pool.
Absolutely. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And what I don't understand is we sit here, we're Democrats, but we don't agree with everything the Democratic Party stands for.
Yeah.
Is that so hard to do? So I'm not going to agree with crazy just because it's Democratic.
That's right. Exactly.
Is that hard to do?
Exactly. Exactly.
This whole 8-month abortion thing, there shouldn't even be a discussion about this. It's ridiculous. They shouldn't be pushing the law to try to kill a baby at 8 months in term. There's no way that discussion should be had in the United States. The other part of the discussion is this. Why not a womb to the tomb desire to preserve life? That's what I want to see. So I'm going to protect the child till it's born, but I'll kill him in the streets when he's 16. I got a problem with that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. That's right. No, I agree. I needed to hear. Well, that's all I had to say, Pastor.
Thank you, Bunny.
Oh, okay. You have a good day.
Take a good day. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
1-866-743. It should be coming up on a break right now. It looks like. 1-866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the whole United States of America, live on David G. Evans 1 on every single smart device that you have. You can stream us live. You can call us at 1-866-743-8267. We're going to come to a break, and we will be right back with a video of the speech of President Trump, just in case you missed it.
It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me, from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money.
You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your command.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going where I tell it to go. It'll never go back. It's my mind. It's going to do what I say.
All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. Be prepared to watch a new you emerge.
We're back on Bishop David G. Evans with Reverend Nicholas Smith. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live on David G. Evans 1, on Facebook, Twitter, you name it. That's where you'll find us. I'm so glad you've joined us. Please inbox somebody, text someone, tweet them, call them on the phone, let them know that we're on right now. We need you to help us get the word out that On Point is now live stream, totally online, every weekend, Saturday morning. We're so glad you could join us. Now, for those of you that did not see the speech of our president, you need to be informed. So we're going to show you the clip of our president talking about this border wall, and I need you to make up your mind for yourself if it makes any sense what we've been going through for the last 2 years as it relates to why we need the border wall now. Come on, let's see.
And they got to straighten that out, and I think they will. But I just want to thank the president because he's been helping us with these monstrous caravans that have been coming up. We had one that was up to over 15,000 people. It's largely broken up. Others have gotten through. And in Tijuana, you have a lot of people staying there. If we didn't have the wall up and if we didn't have the wall secured and strengthened, they would have walked right through. They'd be welcome to the United States. One of the things we'd save just a tremendous amount on would be sending the military. If we had a wall, we don't need the military because we'd have a wall. So I'm going to be signing a national emergency. And it's been signed many times before. It's been signed by other presidents. From 1977 or so, it gave the presidents the power. There's rarely been a problem. They sign it. Nobody cares. I guess they weren't very exciting. But nobody cares. They sign it for far less important things in some cases, in many cases.
Okay, I'm sorry. it's just the way he talks. It's the articulation of his thoughts. It's like a filler. Everything's great.
I make my living talking.
Yes.
Everything's great. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's like fillers that.
Do we have the other clip where he says it's not a real emergency?
No, we don't have that one.
Don't have that one?
No, we don't have it. No, we.
So President Obama signs an executive order to make sure that people can get health care.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Vice President Pence comes out, and President Trump has also said that, you know, that was the wrong thing to do.
Right.
I tweeted back, one of the newscasters this morning who's on my feed said something about they criticized President Obama, and now Trump is Trump doing the same thing that Obama was doing. So I tweeted back to the person. I said, look, so are you saying that President Obama was wrong and President Trump is not wrong?
Right.
Or are you saying Obama was right and President Trump is not right? They didn't answer me back.
Oh, of course not.
You know, it's like it's like Pence. So on one hand, he says it's not presidential leadership to sign an executive order. Then he says it's absolutely good leadership.
Yeah.
So the only question I ask is the one I've been asking all along.
Yeah.
Was Pence lying then, or is he lying now?
Yeah.
It's a no-win situation.
And of all people, Pence should know that technically Congress is supposed to make the money laws in the country, not the president.
Look.
The whole goal of separating power is so one group won't have all of it.
That's right.
So, but if you keep in this again, you give. They don't realize, like you said, they're setting a precedent. If he can do this,
and they're not going to like it,
a Democratic president gonna come right in.
They're not going to like it.
Healthcare, national emergency.
That's right. Not going to like it.
Bang, done.
Yep.
It's supposed to go through Congress first.
Well, no. Not when you guys are in charge. No.
And he said he'd be the best negotiator. Obviously, he's got to do a national emergency because he didn't get.
He said that the reason stuff wasn't happening is because President Obama was not a negotiator and a deal maker like he is.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bobby in Williamsburg before I have a seizure. Hi, Bobby. How you doing?
Hi, Bishop Evans and Pastor Nick. How are you?
Hi. We're doing great. Welcome to On Point this morning.
Thank you very much. Now, I know that you're talking about politics, and I don't want to talk about Benedict Arnold, hashtag number 45.
Jeez.
But I would like to change the subject a little bit.
Go ahead.
To talk about the Motown tribute.
Okay. What's happening with the Motown tribute?
Oh, the Grammys one?
Yeah, the Grammys.
What happened? What happened? I didn't see the Grammys this year. I usually watch them.
Gentrification happened.
Gentrification happened?
Gentrification.
What happened? I didn't see it.
You tell me how
J-Lo did the Motown.
Is representing Motown.
Representing in what way?
She did the Motown. She was the main person for the Motown thing. She did the songs, sang them.
You mean she sang the Motown songs?
Hello.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Hello.
No. And Smokey came out for one, but
look, I'm looking at Smokey suspect too.
people were like, "What in the world is this?"
J-Lo represented Motown?
Yes.
Hello.
With all of the Motown legends still alive?
Yep.
You're feeling me. Gentrification.
If they were going to get a non-black, Bruno Mars would have did a better job.
Absolutely.
Doing,
Oh my goodness. Don't get me started.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Taking deep breaths.
Aretha passes away and they put J-Lo up?
Yeah. They couldn't get Mary J. Nobody else to do the Motown thing. And
well, they didn't need Mary J.
Mary J.
Huh? Manel was in the audience.
Okay.
What about Beyonce? I'm not even a Beyonce fan. What about her?
She could have did it. Anybody could
could have done it.
Didn't they have Diana Ross on the show?
Yeah.
She was on there, yeah.
Why didn't they plug her in?
She was. She did do a number. But she was not the main event.
Are you telling me that Jennifer Lopez...
Jennifer Hudson could have did some of them things. Just
you telling me Jennifer Lopez represented the Motown era?
Yeah.
Open your mind, Bishop.
She did the whole thing.
No.
She did the whole thing.
I gotta watch it now.
It was like
I gotta watch it.
You won't believe it.
It was like salsa mixed in with it just wasn't. It just didn't. It didn't feel. It just wasn't Motown. It wasn't Motown. It was like no soul in it at all.
I listen to Soul Town every day.
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing the Dells and the Originals and Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, and those are the people that represent Motown to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To everybody, Bishop.
Spinners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, folk that are still breathing.
Yeah. The Temptations could have came and did something. I mean, just
come on, man.
And the generation under the, the Motown, the original Motown
Look,
listeners.
they could have thrown a group together.
Right. Yeah. It was.
I said J-Lo, Bishop.
I can't believe it.
I'm taking a deep breath and I'm going to hang up.
It wasn't good.
Thank you, Bobby.
Unbelievable.
Talk to you soon.
Have a great day.
Call us again now.
Okay, I will.
1-866-743-8267. Wow.
I watched it the next day and I was like, this was not that good. It's just,
Young folk alert. Jeffrey needs to know who the spinners are. I'm sorry, Jeff. I had to bust it. I'm sorry.
I need to call your parents. Your upbringing has been lacking a few things. Chandler knows who the spinners are.
right.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I had to.
You understand. That's the next video we're putting out.
We're gonna put some spinners out there.
Doc, we ride the morning.
Yeah.
Al Green comes on. Chandler, this is Al Green.
Yeah.
Chandler, this is Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, right.
Tammy Terrell. So yesterday we're riding along, and Raina says, "Is that David Ruffin?" I said, this is my grandchild. This is my grandchild. This is my grandchild. Yes, baby, and the song's My Girl.
Right, yeah.
My Girl, she couldn't get the title.
Yeah.
She said, "What you mean, My Girl?" I said, "The song title is My Girl."
Yeah.
And then Chandler said, "It's called My Girl." I was like, yo, this is part of their education.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to help you along.
Help me out.
Help you along.
Look, go on iTunes and
Yeah, Doc,
download
you
some stuff.
got to
man.
hear some real good music.
Motown and back in the day.
The problem is all of current artists are sampling, another word for copying, that era's music.
So you probably have heard a clip or two.
You've heard it. You've heard Marvin Gaye all twisted into something. Heard it through the grapevine. So, Jennifer Lopez. I am appalled.
A lot of people were. It was bad. People
I'm glad I didn't watch.
About it.
Now I'm glad I didn't watch.
Going off about it.
Okay. I'm glad you guys told me, so if I happen to run across it in a video, I wasn't like traumatized.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should have us do country western next time.
Oh man.
Put Kendrick Lamar on a country western tribute.
Wow. So Manafort has run up against a real judge.
Is he like a what's a compulsive liar, or
I
is
don't
he
know what his problem is, but it's gotten him in trouble. They haven't figured out that when Mueller asked them questions, they've got the emails, the phone conversations, they've got everything already.
Yep.
So he comes in a wheelchair, and the judge says, we're not buying this. Nope. Yeah, all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you might as well get out the wheelchair. That ain't working.
Yeah, I saw him in the cane in one picture.
Yeah, try another tactic. I saw the progression. So he's walking a little slower. So then he's got a cane. Then he shows up in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Nope, you're gagged. You're going to jail.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and just the lie after the lie after
Unbelievable.
lie. Something.
His plea deal was voided.
Yeah, Mueller ain't playing.
So, but I would think at this point, if he starts asking you questions, I hear they're finally calling the press secretary.
Oh yes, they interviewed Sarah Sanders.
Sarah Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, that ought to be good.
They interviewed her. I think already. They did already.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I guess we'll hear about that soon.
She's on TV a lot. There's tons of tape.
Yep.
So is she going to go back there and tell the truth?
We'll see.
Or is she going to lie?
We'll see. Now I don't think she was on his campaign.
No, but she's lied about some
But
stuff.
I'm sure she lied about president after
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah, after stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure
she
lied
knows
about
some
it.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she's leaving her children over the president. I don't think she's leaving her children there. Nah.
And they're young, and she's still a young mother too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, but she better be glad she got young children.
Yeah.
Because if she had teenagers, she'd be eviscerated every night at dinner.
Yeah. You think so? Some of them think like him too.
Those teens are like, Mom, for real?
All right.
Doc, some modern teenagers? Mom, please explain so-and-so to us tonight at dinner, please. Well, your job is separate. No. You've taught us that God is God all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see.
So, record number of bankruptcies for farmers since the trade war started.
Yep.
Nobody's talking about it.
Yep.
So farmers are going bankrupt because of the tariffs.
Ones who voted for him, too.
He already said he knew that some of his policies were going to hurt the people that voted for him.
Because China was one of the biggest buyers of our stuff.
Here's the problem. When he, as a businessman, he never had concern for employees. He never had concern for vendors. His reason for not paying vendors was always, I don't like the quality of your work.
Okay.
But it was always after they had completed the project.
Right.
So he wouldn't pay on the way, because you're supposed to pay as you go.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that. Then when it got finished, I'm not paying you.
Right.
So the guy goes out of business. But he's got the work done.
Yeah. Caught up in lawsuits after lawsuits and bankruptcy.
So the guy can't pay his employees. Guy can't pay his own bills. So all employees and the business owner go under.
Yep.
He's never had a concern.
Not at all.
And his rationale, I heard it myself. I was watching him when he said it. Was that he was within the law to do it.
Yep.
That was no morality concerning the people, the impact of his decisions, the fact he's not paying people, stealing from folk.
Yeah. And he's shown again, especially with the shutdown and everything, he's no concern for the cop. And he ran the representative of the middleman. You start off with $400 million.
You're not a middleman.
You're not a middle class man.
No,
Sorry,
no,
you're
no,
just
no,
not.
No.
You're not.
If my daddy could give me $1 million, I couldn't claim middle class.
Right. No, not at all. Not one bit.
But $400 million? Now that makes more sense to me. Than he took $1 million and did good. Now, $400 million makes sense to me.
Right. Especially with all the bankruptcies and
yes, sir.
when he built
yes,
Taj
sir.
Mahal.
Yes, sir.
That blew up in his face in Atlantic City.
And his dad came down and helped him with that.
That's true. Yep.
So, how did the national debt get up to $22 trillion with the Republicans in office and in charge for the last 2 years?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Who claimed they were going to lower it? Well, the tax cuts.
Well, I know it was tax cuts.
Tax cuts. If you want to play the video, it explains it a little bit. The tax cuts.
Can we please roll the national debt video? Do we have that? Yes. Let's take a look at this year.
The national debt has hit an all-time high despite the strong economy. For the first time in U.S. history, the debt has surpassed $22 trillion. It's climbed nearly $2.1 trillion since President Trump took office. Two big factors contributing to this acceleration include the 2017 Republican tax cuts and increased spending on domestic and military programs. The Trump administration says the tax cuts will eventually minimize the national debt, but experts warn that the debt could hurt the economy.
How are the tax cuts going to minimize the national debt?
Yeah, there's just no extra funding coming in.
If you cut off what's coming into the cash register, then you can't pay for the stuff you need to pay, and the debt increases. There's no new money. They have to shift money.
Right.
We've been saying this for like the whole time we've been on the radio. There is no new money.
Right.
So you decide you're going. This makes sense. Household income. If I lose a job and less money's coming in the house, and the demand stay the same, you can't pay down the debt.
Yep.
The debt
keeps going up.
Increases. It's a real simple equation. So we have a tax cut. That means the revenue for the cash register stopped ringing.
Yeah.
But we're paying out money. Now, only business people and the very wealthy had a benefit.
Right.
I don't call $30 more in your check a big benefit. And now the people that are about to file their taxes, the people that haven't paid in 30 years, have a multiple $1,000 tax bill based on the new tax plan. Now, here's my problem. The Republicans knew this when they put it in place.
Yep.
They sold it to take care of the big money at the expense of the working people. Like this thing with Amazon. I get that the congresswoman, was taking some political position. But 25,000 jobs has more value than you trying to prove a point.
And it's incentive-based taxes. It's not like they're giving them $3 billion in cash.
Yes.
It's incentives. So that's where, I mean, again, I love her passion.
But she's a little stupid when it comes to this.
Yeah, like even Bill Gates about that 70% tax rate. He said she's misfocused on this.
Yes.
She said most wealthy people don't make the majority of their money off their income.
No.
It's off of assets, capital gains, which are taxed very low.
Right.
He said if you want to start taxing us more, tax us on these things over here. And not because most of them don't have a high, quote unquote, yearly income.
No.
From their job, per se.
No.
I mean,
you don't make it that way.
Right. You're not making $1 billion a year off of
Who is going to give Uncle Sam a chance to tax $5 billion?
Right.
He's going to take 50% of your income.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dumb.
Yeah.
So you go other ways where they've given you the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I get that she's like this fireball right now.
Yeah.
But they're not thinking past. And this is why Mrs. Pelosi needed to be in charge.
Yes, sir. Yep. Because she was one of the ones that didn't want her in charge.
This is why Mrs. Pelosi needs to be in charge.
Yep. And that what's scaring me, which honestly I really believe Trump could win the next election again, is because this progressive left is doing more damage because they're all or nothing. So like they're like, we're not going to sign her and a couple other people. We're not signing nothing if ICE is being funded. No, we still need ICE. Just use them the right way.
That's right.
I'm like, what is?
They're stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, what is wrong with y'all?
It's all this enthusiasm, but they can't see past their position.
Right.
And like I tweeted yesterday, when people like Miss Ocasio, I can't remember the last name, make these kind of decisions, they don't consider the working people.
Absolutely. Yep.
25,000 people need jobs, 25,000 people getting money, 25,000 people spending money, 25,000 people impacting business, 25,000 people buying homes.
All the taxes on it alone makes up for the tax incentives that they get.
There you go.
So it's like, but they don't think that far.
These political silos, political/intellectual silos, are usually detrimental to working people.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's go to John in Philly. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
How you been, man?
Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Good to hear you, man. Can't see you, but I know you're there.
Yeah, well, as far as how I'm doing is I got over my cold. Long time.
Yeah.
Boy. The most important thing I wanted to bring up this morning was a covenant between the Pope and the imam, the highest imam in Sunni Islam, who's in Abu Dhabi, February 4th.
Okay.
They made a covenant of to fight extremism together.
Okay.
And I think that's very ominous.
You don't like it, or you do?
I don't like it. I mean, what they call, all these, it's in the definitions. What they call extremism is anything that isn't Islam or Catholicism, and I think they're both not telling the truth of what they believe anyway. So,
now is that just conjecture on your part, or do you have some kind of proof?
Well, as far as proof is, the Pope has said Abbas, the head of the Palestinians, is an angel of peace. Well, somebody who pays people for terrorism is not an angel of peace.
Agreed.
So he's not trustworthy. And Islam, a high premise of Islam, a high tactic, is to lie. To lie to subdue your enemies.
Now you're saying they're distinct in that, or you're saying because our government lies a lot to get their agendas achieved?
Well, I'm just saying that's a point of Islam.
I like the way you did that, John.
Now, as far as our government goes, Yeah.
A lot of lies were done in the name of Christianity too, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a lot of bad stuff happened.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was thinking of that exact thing.
Christianity is not innocent of misstatements.
Right. Right.
They have so many new words for lying that I don't understand it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about lying this morning on Facebook, and I got a new Facebook friend from somewhere. The day I get it, or the next day, I find out, oh, he's running an orphanage, and they're out of food that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get those at least once a week.
How is it that, and then I say, hey, I don't have any money to send, but somehow they're able to keep going for months and months and months.
Yeah, they're out of food every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out of food that
day. I get those at least once a week. It starts out, can you pray for me? Then, then here comes the ask.
Yeah.
All right, John.
Okay.
Good to see you, man.
Good to talk to you.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye. Now, had another mass shooting.
Yep.
Understand it was an African-American man this time?
Yes, I believe that, yeah.
Upset because he got fired or something?
I didn't read all the details of it, but I know he's a former employee of the place.
And 5 police officers were shot by this man?
Yep.
Did they kill him?
No, he came out alive. Yeah. But that's my thing. Like, they keep talking about the violence from illegal immigrants. I'm more nervous about people living around the corner from me.
You ought to be when most of the mass shootings in this country, the worst ones were by American citizens.
Absolutely.
Why don't we deal with that?
Yeah.
Because we need some gun law stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've not gotten so jaded that I'm not shocked when this stuff happens.
Yeah.
What I'm shocked by is our inability to prevent some of this stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I'm shocked by. Yeah. How did this guy, terminated, get in the building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is security an issue? Is security an issue only after something happens?
Right.
Why isn't it an important budgetary item to provide safety for employees until after somebody comes in and does something?
Yeah. Then you want to beef everything up.
Yeah. I think security is about a preventive.
Yep.
It shouldn't be reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not understanding why profit is so important that we won't put security things in place. I mean, we've been criticized for years for having security in place already. Well, if you're really safe, you don't need it. Right. Well, if that's how you feel, why you have that alarm at your house?
Right. Exactly.
Why you're locking your doors? If simply being saved means just trust everything.
Yeah, you got the Holy Ghost, yeah.
Come on, man.
But they see it now.
Oh, yeah.
The value of it now.
Oh yeah. So Kaepernick.
Yep.
Let's do a little sports here.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFL settles.
Yep.
I couldn't have been the only one thinking that the guy can't get picked up on any team.
Right.
And they weren't sitting in a meeting and didn't say nobody hires him.
Yep.
The same way they didn't like the young man who was gay, who could play football. I believe with all my heart they sat in a meeting and strategized, this is how we're going to get him out of the league. You draft him, you get him, you cut him, he goes there, you cut him, then he's gone.
Yep.
That's what happened.
They are good at what they do.
They know they have gay players. Because I know from my mentoring side they have gay players. Because I know people who have children that are in the NFL who play big and burly and hard, and their sons are gay.
Yep.
All right, so let's get that out of the way.
Yep.
They know they have gay players. What got them was him bringing his boyfriend on national news and them kissing, talking about congratulations.
Yeah, openly gay, yeah.
And I believe his boyfriend didn't care about him.
Oh.
Because didn't think about the fact this could have hurt them going forward. There's a time and a place for them to bring this thing out.
Right.
But no, you're gonna put me on front page right here. It destroyed him right from the gate.
Yep. And the NFL is a little at fault too, because they propped the whole, they hyped it up.
Yep.
Just for ratings and for
they did it to get him
story.
Out. They did it to get him out.
Yep. They did.
I'm telling you, they did it to get him out.
A sports reporter said the NFL is great at fixing stuff so information won't get out.
Yep.
He said they have a way when they got stuff. You know, if it leaks, it's from some strange reason.
Most news outlets don't want to mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
They're too powerful.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Colin has gotten a lot of congratulations for getting this conclusion case done. Some criticism too, from people. Well, he sold out. He should have took the money. Should have kept fighting. The reality is this: he was never going to play another game again, and he knew that.
He might play now.
In this thing, they probably won't. In whatever thing they got up, I doubt they will let him play.
He might play.
Not
now.
in the NFL.
He might play now.
I doubt it. I doubt anybody will sign him.
I tell you why. Now watch.
I doubt anybody will sign him.
Watch this psychology. All right, so we've settled.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's at fault.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to talk about it. I can now hire him because he's no longer a threat.
Oh, he's still a threat from the fan base, though.
I can now hire him.
If they hire him, they're going to go for the backlash. I'm telling you, it's going to be something.
I'm telling you, these guys, and I'm sure they gave him some real nice money.
They're saying in the range of 60 to 80 million.
And he's already got like 30 from Nike, right?
Yeah, got 30 from Nike. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not doing bad at $90 to $100 million for a 3-year protest. And you just kind of chill on out. You know what I'm saying?
And my man gives his money away too.
Oh yeah,
he gives his money away.
Oh yeah. But he's gonna keep some of that.
Oh no, he gonna keep some. Yeah.
And the next thing you think gonna be as a commentator. The next thing he'll be as somebody's quarterback coach. The next thing he'll be as a backup quarterback.
I don't know if he's gonna play again.
If Marv Albert can come back from whatever he was doing to be a sportscaster in the NBA, I believe he can come back from this.
But remember that Marv Albert was more of a sexual thing. They were forgiven of that.
Well, the problem that Colin had was he was impacting revenue. And they end up having to pay him anyway. Now, I understand somebody else also got settled at the
Eric
same
Reed.
time.
He's a Panthers safety.
Now, what did he do?
Well, he was kneeling with Kaepernick. It was very outspoken. So teams weren't signing him until last year. The Panthers picked him up.
Okay.
And he just signed a new deal with the Panthers. So he was in the collusion case too, because nobody was signing him for like a year some change. But see, the difference was he's not Kaepernick though. Kaepernick takes more heat than Eric Reed does.
Okay.
Here's I'll tell you. When Eric Reed signed with the Panthers, nobody protested, none of that stuff.
Okay.
The Ravens even mentioned Kaepernick's name. His friend, all fans, like, yo, y'all gotta shut this down.
He's coming back. He's got 2 years.
I don't know.
He's got 2 years.
I don't think so.
2 years.
We'll see.
Different president, another opportunity.
Okay.
This has been On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based calling talk show in America, live on David G. Evans 1 on all your smart devices. I'm so glad you joined us. We'll see you next week. And remember, this faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.